my booktube. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the September video where I have finally just about cleared my bookshelves. If you don't know, the September video is like my TBR. It's also like my schedule, because I think I do actually have a schedule, which I think is important to note. I've not quite finessed it yet because I'm going more by like months rather than like every Monday or Tuesday or whatever. It's more like on the 7th I'm going to be posting this, and on the 14th I'll be posting this. So there's still a wee bit of finessing to go, but it should be 2 scheduled videos per week and then other stuff. I'm sorry, I am like squeezed into this tiny little space. I think I have shown you before, but I'm going to do it again because I have cleared my bookshelves and I have no room to stand or to film. So, tiny little corner where I'm literally squished on all sides. So this will be fun. Right. Oh yeah, like I said, this is going to be like a TBR thing, and it is. I'm also going to like tell you about books that I've been reading, most of them from like the start of the year that I haven't finished, and I couldn't find all of them because I don't have the foresight to plan ahead, and I buried them in the piles somewhere. Like, they exist, they're just somewhere. But I'm also going to be talking like my book blog, because I do 3 reviews a month, like 3 set reviews a month. And yes, I realised that I said last time that if I review a book I tend to read it more than once, and I haven't really done that this time, which was great timing. Right, so I do themes for my reviews. This is just like my notebook to help me keep on track. Yeah, so I do 3 reviews. Originally it was 2, but Let's Celebration did like a reading bingo thing earlier in the year, and I didn't get to cover all of the books that I wanted to, so I'm just going to be doing them on like the 21st. And it was going to be either like Avatar Tuner, The Guest Cat, or The Strange Library, and for reasons that will become like excruciatingly painfully clear later, I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one. I can't find Avatar Tuner anywhere, but for anyone who's interested, I think it's like inspired by the Persona series, which I don't know what that is. It's just really popular. I think it's a game and an anime, and I think there were like 6 books, and I think it's something like gangs in this area, and they're fighting over something. I can't remember which, and they find this, I think this girl, and they don't know who she is or how she got there, and it was really interesting, and I started that like years ago and I didn't finish it, so. But I read The Strange Library before, so that should make it easier to review. Also, it's like the shortest book that I've got this year, this month. It's the shortest book I've got this month. The first theme was actually originally supposed to be like a white woman author writes this white protagonist, and she's female, and I don't know what I'm doing with my hand, sorry. And it's going to be like fantasy. And then theme 2 was like own voices, female lead character, fantasy, and then I realised this month I don't actually have any books that fall into that. Like, I've got This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet and all that, and they're deuteragonists, so that doesn't work out at all. So for those 2, which this review is going up I think on the 14th, it's either going to be The Pendulum Sun by I think Jeannette. I know some people pronounce it that way, I don't know if she does. or Wintersong. And I read Wintersong back in the beginning of the year, and along with Uprooted, it gave me like the worst book hangover. I absolutely loved them. I think I kind of hate both of them now, but I don't know. They're both really long. But I think probably the Pendulum Sun. I still haven't made up my mind. But if it's Wintersong, then I'll probably end up having to read it 3 times this year, and I don't know if I really want to do that, because I'll also have to review Shadow Song, which I pre-ordered and still haven't read. Right, and for theme 2, oh, theme 2, I was thinking The Bells. I've not started it, and I think it's like a single character. I was going to show you it, but I've put the camera on top of the book. So The Bells by Dhonielle Clayton, which I think everyone seems to love, so I think that's a good one. Right, for my September like TBR, the ones that I've continued reading, there was the complete poems and songs of Robert Burns, which I thought I would just like have a wee read at every now and then, like before bedtime and stuff. I kind of been leaving it in this room, so that hasn't happened. And Angela Carter's The Magic Toyshop, which I hate. I really am not enjoying that at all. There is also Jade City, which I am loving, but I'm not getting to finish it because I think Morgan Vega did a tag for the book, and I really want to do that, so that's gotten priority. But this is amazing. Like, I think I mentioned this before, it got to about page 130, and then it got really interesting. But it's great. I'm loving that. I'm not loving this one. I devoured the first one. I devoured the Savage Song, but I don't know. I just don't care about Kate that much, or any of the other characters. Like, they're interesting enough. I'm not, they're not compelling to me. This story is just not compelling to me. And Welcome to Nightvale, which is interesting in a kind of boring way, which is why I don't tend to like literary fiction, but I am enjoying it. I would say though that they said you can read this without listening to the podcast, which is why I started reading it. But spoilers for the podcast, like, there are spoilers for the podcast, and like Mum and I are on episode 3 of the podcast. This has got a lot of spoilers. But I mean, I started it, so I might as well finish it. And also I'm reading Lower Olympus on Webtoons because I think I need to read 6.5 books per week to hit my Goodreads reading challenge, which is not going to happen. So I've been reading quite a few comics from Webtoons, and I'm really liking this one. It's a Hades and Persephone thing, kind of modern. It's really nice. I think, trigger warning for, I don't know if they said it was rape or sexual assault. It's one of those two, but I really like it, and of course it is ongoing, so I couldn't finish it. And for the books that I'm starting this month, well, I mean, you're going to see why I'm choosing like the Strange Library, because that's the easiest one and the smallest book to review. That's because these are my TBRs for this month. I mentioned them again in another video. This one, of course, which I didn't like in the prologue, but it's really getting good now that we've reached part 2. And Vex reminds me of Zivran from Dragon Age, which, like, I didn't really like him that much at all in part 1. I wasn't fussed about his character at all, but he's really reminding me of Zivran now, and I love him. I really love him. And Lou is a lot more interesting, and they've got, I think there's another character that's with them. I can't remember the name. And that's, I think, making like a really interesting dynamic, so I'm really into it now. What's this one? Oh, the Poppy War, yep. This probably will not be read this month either, because again, I need to take notes for a review next year. I think this is going to be like my January review thing, because the theme next year that I've planned out is, it's Gufeng, which is ancient style, silk punk, wuxia, and xianxia. No, wait, I mispronounced that. Xianxia. Okay, you know what, never mind. This one, which is A Hero Born, the translation, I haven't started it, but the translation is really pissing me off. I don't know, what is it? It's not the Aeneid, it's the other one. Like, Helen of Troy. Helen means torchbearer, and if you translated whatever epic it is and you called her torchbearer instead of Helen, you would get people being like, what is this nonsense? What kind of shit are you pulling? And they've done that with this. Like, please don't exoticize our names. We get that enough. But also, like, they do actually call people by like the pinyin of their names, like Li Ming, and then you've also got like Sky Fury. Like, if you have to pick one of them, like, I don't like names being exoticized, you know, by being called by like the literal translation. But if you're gonna do that, like, just stick to that. Please don't thingy back and forth. These two also are going to be reviewed next year because they're silk punk. I'm actually really struggling to find a 12th book for that, because I reviewed One Life, One Incarnation, Beautiful Bones this year. And this one as well, Morgan Vega mentioned magical realism. I think it was Morgan Vega, I'm really sorry if I'm getting you mixed up with someone else. Mentioned magical realism. I thought, you know what, I'm really interested in that genre, and I trust like what she says about books, so I've added this one to the TBR, and I don't have high hopes in getting through this list, but I do like a good challenge, so that is my TBR for September. It's probably going to go really badly. Yeah, I think the only other thing I've got is, the reading challenge, which is, it might now be 7 books per week, because it was 6.5 last week, and for like the last 3 weeks, and I finished one book this month that I started this month, and that was The Zombie Chronicles by Chrissy Peebles, and I DNF'd that because it was not well written at all. Which is a shame. Like, I mean, if your character goes through like 3 different emotions in one page, and like you really need to flesh things out, and we got descriptions of things, which was good, but then they were like this zombie looks like something from a Hollywood movie with the prosthetics. They look like really high quality prosthetics, and it's like, but what does it look like? You've not told us how like decomposed the zombie is. That doesn't tell me anything. Are they like, is it a zombie that's decomposed 3 weeks or a month or 2 weeks? Like, it doesn't tell me what it looks like. And there was another bit where a zombie like bit his shoe and kind of knocked him off balance, and then in the next paragraph they're like, and then I went into a fighting stance and I started fighting this other zombie, and it's like, no, did it let go of your boot? Did you kick it off? What happened? It's not a good book, which is really frustrating because I really want like a good zombie book. I think I mentioned before that I really like kind of my zombie stuff to be like Train to Busan, which is more like people orientated. but you know, like I'll take what I can get. If you've got any good zombie recommendations, I would love that. Also like dinosaur recommendations, because now I have very low expectations for that steampunk one that I can't remember the name of. But yep, that is my September TBR, my September video. It's a lot of books. I'm probably going to fail horrifically, but I don't know, would you guys want to see like me putting my shelves back together or anything? Like I'm kind of running out of ideas. If I don't get that tag done in the next week, I'm going to be uploading 2 videos, so I don't know. Also, like one of the ideas that I had might not pass copyright. You know, people upload covers of songs. I don't know how I can get away with it. Like, do I have to like hum the song? Like without giving too much away. Like, is that what I have to do in order to get past the copyright bots? I don't know. We'll see what I have to do. I might work it out, I might not, but I'll need something in the meantime. Thank you for putting up with my rambling again, and bye.